And Maddie. Today is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. Demi Lovato turning 32 today. Happy birthday, Demi. Happy birthday to actress Amy Adams, who turns 50 today. She was recently in Plymouth back in July filming on the waterfront. Today's show's weatherman Al Roker turning 70 today. Happy birthday, Al.
It means a lot.
And Maury Povich's wife and broadcast journalist Connie Chung turns 78. Saved by the Bell debuted on TV back on this date in 1989. And 13 years ago, Kim Kardashian walked down the aisle with NBA star Chris Humphries. The wedding cost $10 million and lasted 72 days. And Nelly and Kelly Rowland had the #1 song, Dilemma, topped the charts here at Fun 22 years ago today. And the educational kids show, Yo Gabba Gabba, premiered on TV 17 years ago. Fun 107, Michael and Maddie waking up to a much nicer morning than we did yesterday. We're going to see, it looks like highs in the mid-70s today. It is 64 now.
Bringing your taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast. And we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with Maddie's Entertainment Update on the Michael and Maddie Show.
Danielle Fishel, you know her better as Topanga Lawrence on the beloved 90s sitcom Boy Meets World.
Boys don't understand passion and romance, and will never understand women. And that's why all of you will spend half your lives confused and the other half paying alimony.
She was an absolute icon on that show. But sharing some very emotional news yesterday on the episode of Pod Meets World. It's a rewatch podcast that she has with friends and former co-stars Ryder Strong and Will Friedle. And she opened up about a new diagnosis of breast cancer. She said that it's technically stage 0 for how early doctors detected it. And she assured fans that she was going to be fine. She plans to have surgery to remove the cancerous cells, with follow-up treatments that are yet to be decided. She credited a text message reminder that she needed her annual mammogram and her making an appointment the moment she received it, with the cancerous cells being found so early. She told fans that she decided to share the news despite having always thought she would suffer in silence if ever she had such a medical issue, because she said she has learned from the experiences of others. She referred to an author's perspective that many people share bad news after it's over so they may present a pretty picture. But the place you have the most to learn from is at the beginning of a story or the very messy middle, she said. So the good news is that she caught it so soon that she's going to get the cancerous cells removed. The bad news is, she still has to deal with having breast cancer and all that entails. And apparently, about 1 in 5 new breast cancers will be ductal carcinoma in situ, which is what she has. And it's a pre-invasive group of cancerous cells that have not yet spread to the breast tissue surrounding it, but it can metastasize to other parts of the body if it is not removed. So thank God she caught it so quickly. Friendly reminder to always get your mammogram each and every year, ladies. Pick up that phone and make an appointment.
So real quick, not to side note this here, but you and I grew up on Boy Meets World,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Topanga was my first TV crush.
Me too.
And I love that. I feel like such a dope. I always thought her last name was Fisher. I know it's Fisher. I always thought it was Fisher.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
You think you're a fan.
Oh my
and
gosh,
you don't even know her last name.
You know what's crazy though? We were just watching like old footage of Boy Meets World. We grew up with them.
Yes.
They started so young on that show, and then we went to high school with them. We went to college with them.
Same timeline.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool.
She was a force, huh?
I loved that show so much. Yeah, she was sassy. She was like the first sass queen.
I didn't realize how much fire she had inside.
Yeah. Big fan. So speedy recovery to her. Taylor Swift seemingly went out of her way to give 2 young victims of the Southport stabbing an enchanted evening, taking time away from her Eras tour to meet with them. She and her mother, Andrea Swift, appeared to have a meet and greet with the young victims while in London for her 5 sold-out nights at Wembley Stadium. Both Taylor and her mother scooped the young girls up in hugs and posed for a bunch of photos backstage, where one fan notably had a bandage on her arm with the singer's lyric, "You drew stars around my scars," written on top. The video, originally posted on TikTok by Sammy Foster, has since gone viral as apparent proof Taylor did in fact meet with victims from the tragic stabbing, which left B.B. King, Elsie, Alice De Silva Aguiar. They were perished after a 17-year-old boy attacked their Taylor Swift-themed dance class at the end of July. 10 others, including 8 children, were also injured in the assault. Absolutely terrible. In the aftermath of the tragedy, Taylor sent her condolences to the victims' loved ones, noting she was completely in shock after the horrific attack. Many fans believe Taylor would do something special for the victims when she returned to the UK for another set of Eras Tour shows. And last week, she had reached out to the families of the victims and got together with them in true Taylor Swift fashion. A happy ending to an otherwise very sad tale. That was a terrible moment. Can we just stop? Can we just enjoy music and enjoy life for a hot second?
How long ago was this?
This was pretty recent. I would say within the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really sad one. So you can always count on Taylor Swift to try and make it good. Let's end on a high note, shall we? Matt Damon and Casey Affleck will do almost anything for Dunkin'. In a recent video to promote their latest film, The Instigators, Damon and Affleck perform a quote-unquote heist in a Boston Dunkin'.
Put your bag on. Let's go.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I got good news and bad news. The good news is he shifts over. The bad news is you're being robbed. You ever been robbed before? This is what it looks like.
I can see your hand, Einstein. I can see your hand.
Yeah, well, guess what?
I also have a gun.
Gun.
You got the gun. 2 instigators here, huh? Busting chops. It's been a long day, guys. What do you want? There's a whole line behind you.
Do a Boston cream and a large regular, please.
How about you, Dartmouth? You good?
You got me or not?
Yeah, I got
Take a strawberry frosted.
Whose genius idea was this? Which one?
We brought bags, so
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
better for the environment.
So good. So the pair recently spoke about filming the Instigators movie in their hometown of Boston, saying the sense of humor and the way that people just tend to look at the world back here, noting how it is really fun when you come from it because you know what it is. I can feel abrasive to people who aren't from here, but when you're from here, it feels like a comfortable pair of socks. Affleck saying Boston has changed a lot. It's really not the city that we grew up in. The whole country has changed. There's been so much change in the culture. And then he said, on the other hand, it's the place I still feel more at home than anywhere else. So that says something about what a place does to you when you're growing. I'll forever be connected to this place no matter how much it changes. The Instigators available to stream on Apple TV Plus, and you'll see him rocking that Dartmouth sweatshirt.
Oh, yes.
In the new Dunkin' commercial as well. More entertainment up now on the Fun 107.07. So you may have heard about the Cape Cod couple who had a quick delivery on the side of the highway last week where their baby girl decided to make a very fast appearance, which led to a very interesting baby delivery on the side of the highway on the Cape. And then the mom literally recovered in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. It's a wild story. Baby and mom are thriving, happy and healthy. And we are going to talk to the family later this morning. So I'm excited about that. But first, let's get into Happy Gilmore, baby.
Yeah.
Because it's coming. Happy Gilmore 2 is on its way. And we spoke about this probably at the beginning of the year. He dropped the news basically when Shooter McGavin threw him under the bus and talked about him and was like, yeah, this is definitely happening. So he had to come out and be like, yeah, you're right. The movie's happening. And we were hoping it would be in Massachusetts. And
like, why wouldn't it be?
We figured it would be, right? Because he's got those Massachusetts ties. And he's always wearing Boston Bruins stuff. And he has a love for Massachusetts. So we were like, okay, they're probably going to come here, right? They're going to, you're going to do that. They did for grown-ups. He was here for grown-ups.
Down in Cape Cod,
But it looks like the opening casting call is happening in New Jersey.
New Jersey?
I know. So the casting call is happening today at the Hyatt Regency in New Jersey. So if you want to take a sick day from work, this is your chance. I'm giving you permission to call out of work and head to the Hyatt Regency in Morristown, New Jersey for an open casting call to be in Happy Gilmore 2. Technically, they are looking for people native to Jersey, but let's be real here. They are not going to know the difference between New Jersey and Fall River or New Jersey and Dartmouth or New Jersey and New Bedford. Like,
the accent is what we're looking for.
I think they're looking for a New England accent, and I think we can give that to them.
I think so. I don't have that accent. At least I don't think I do. But like,
you have a South Coast accent.
But
100%.
Would it fly down in New Jersey? That's what I'm saying. There's definitely something here.
The New Jersey accent is very specific, I would say. But at the same time, will they know the difference? I don't know. I think it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
Oh, worth a shot?
It's okay. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean it.
I'm a horrible golfer. Like, so what do we know what they're looking for? Is it just kind of like standby?
Typically an open casting call is for extras, I would assume. They're going to need a lot, especially if it's a golf course. If they're looking for people native to New Jersey, that makes me think it's a speaking role.
You
know?
That's true.
Because why would they care?
I wouldn't go to like, you don't go to New Jersey to go golfing. Like, you go to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? You go down in the Cape, like way down in the Cape.
I wonder if it's just a convenience thing.
Could be.
I wonder if part of me thinks it has nothing to do with New Jersey. Maybe that's just me being hopeful. I don't know.
Do you think they're going to bring Ben Stiller back, the nursing home guy?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I do.
I hope so.
I feel like Adam Sandler is good where, I mean, he's known for just bringing his friends along for all of his movies, but I can definitely see him giving a bunch of nods to the first film with like little cameos. So, like, I could see Ben Stiller being in it, even if it's just for a moment. I can see that really tall guy being in it, the one that got the nail in the head. I can see him being in it.
He's always in it. He's always cross-eyed, too.
Yeah. Well, no, not that one.
Oh, not that one.
The big boss guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll watch it later. But listen, if you want a day off, take it today. Head over to New Jersey and try out for this movie. And let me know how it goes. Fun 107 on Fun 107. Good morning. It is Michael and Maddie. Is that a chill in the air?
Sure is.
Is that a sign of colder days to come?
I'm hoping not.
Shut up, everybody. It is still going to be 70s today, and I don't want to hear it. This maple pumpkin latte nonsense that has been going on my timeline. It is still summer, people.
Well, according to Ceci, this is our final week of summer. That's what she sent to me this morning. We were texting back and forth, and I just hated that. But, at the same time, I always thought September 1st should be, okay, transition over. Let's get all the plaid out, get all the pumpkin.
I know. For me, it's after Labor Day. After Labor Day,
I'll agree to that,
I'm
too.
like, all right, we can start getting into it. But can we just talk about Spirit Halloween for a second? Because this is becoming the sign of the season change.
It's a cult.
It is becoming look for the sign of spirit, and then you know that fall is here type of thing.
So we had breaking news about a month or two ago where Spirit Halloween ended up taking off a new business. That's what they do. They hunt for businesses who are shut down, and they just said, that's going to be ours now. And they swoop right in, and then they make it their own. So the Christmas tree shop over on Fawns Corner Road is the new home of Spirit Halloween. And then, out of nowhere, my wife was getting a book or something down in Dartmouth, and she said, oh, there's another Spirit Halloween. And I'm like, no, I already talked about that. It's been here for a while. She goes, no, there's another one, and it's at the Circus City, which is usually where it is. That's the original one. So if you're looking at the picture online, it's the one to the right. That's the OG around here. So now we got two Spirit Halloweens, approximately 1.1 miles away from each other.
Oh, jeez.
A mile away. A 7-minute drive.
That's crazy.
Like, come on.
So in Warwick, Rhode Island, when you go down Route 2, there's so many businesses. But I feel like every couple miles, you're going to see a Spirit Halloween.
All right. So you're...
But the Spirit Halloween has a crazy business model. Can we just, can we look at this for a second? Because First of all, the Crypt Keeper is their logo, and I feel like Spirit has become the Crypt Keeper to dying businesses.
Yeah.
So if the Crypt Keeper shows up at your doorstep, you better believe that your business is about to die, and Spirit Halloween is going to take over.
I mean, Circus City, I loved that place. It was kind of like an electronic haven. And then you got Christmas Tree Shop. We know how many people went nuts for that place around here locally. And yeah, it's kind of like, this is ours now.
We're going to take this now.
I did just have an epiphany, though, because I'm a late shopper when it comes to costumes, because I'll be like, no, I'm over it. And then you get the last minute invite to a party, and I'm like, oh, I got nothing to wear. You go to Spirit Halloween, and it's like bare bones. Now, I guess the silver lining is if there's nothing at one store, you can go to the other store. Mm-hmm. Or they can call over and be like, hey, do you have this? So you're not wasting your own time. I guess that is a good thing. But
it's probably two separate owners, if I were to guess.
Possibly.
Possibly.
All I know is that, like, spread it out. So
yeah,
in this area, if you're not like living around Dartmouth, New Bedford, Westport, Fall River, you got to go all the way to Seekonk, which is not that far of a drive. But like, spread this
far
out.
Enough. It's far enough.
It's far enough. Put one in Wareham or something like that.
Yeah.
But hey, I digress. I guess they said it's going to be open in August, which is August now. It's probably already open for all I know.
Oh,
and if you're going to get your Halloween shopping for your costumes, now is the time.
Quick, what do you think is going to be the hottest Halloween costume this year? I know it's so early to talk about this, but
what's out there for like movies? Yeah, I always go to the movie route.
Deadpool, baby.
Yeah, I think
everyone's
going to
be Deadpool.
It's going to be Wolverine and Deadpool. That's all you're going to see running around.
What's the female costume?
The female costume?
That's a tougher one.
Did Harley Quinn make a comeback because of the new Joker movie that's coming out?
I think that'll be next year.
Next year?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's been such a whirlwind
Chappell
of a
Roan.
year.
I feel like everyone's maybe going to dress up like Chappell Roan.
Possibly. Does she have her own thing?
She's definitely got her own look, for sure.
Well,
but listen, signs of the seasons changing are everywhere.
We got to just accept it, I guess.
I guess. It is 6:55. Let's head to the WBSM newsroom. Here's Phil.
Steward Healthcare is taking legal action against the company that owns the land beneath its hospitals. Bankrupt Steward alleges that Medical Properties Trust is hindering its attempts to sell off its hospitals, including St. Anne's in Fall River and Morton in Taunton. Lifespan in Rhode Island is planning to buy both. Steward claims the interference is a violation of federal bankruptcy laws. Medical Properties Trust, however, says they've been cooperative throughout Steward's bankruptcy proceedings, allowing the hospitals to continue operations. The contract for the Plymouth County Correctional Facility's Immigration Detention Unit is up for renewal. Advocates are pushing for stricter oversight and better conditions for detainees, or even the unit's closure. Meanwhile, the Sheriff's Office is reviewing new complaints of unsanitary conditions and abuse. Federal authorities haven't commented on the allegations. The facility remains full despite complaints for years, leading to calls for its closure, even if it means detaining people farther from their families. Massachusetts' 145 delegates are among more than 4,000 attending the Democratic National Convention to nominate Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, in the race for president. Last night, President Biden took the stage, saying he believes in the country.
Well, I ran with a deep conviction in America. I know and believe in an America where honesty, dignity, decency still matter.
Biden quit the race earlier this summer. Tonight, night 2, former President Obama is expected to speak. And the Newport Historical Society is receiving nearly $400,000 in federal funding to help preserve a Rhode Island landmark that was built in the 1690s. U.S. Senator Jack Reed helped secure the funding and toured the Wanton Lyman Hazard House on Monday. The funding will help to make the building a multi-purpose center and museum to elevate the stories of enslaved and freed Africans, African Americans, and their descendants. The money will help fix issues with the building's exterior, install safety features, upgrade the electricity and plumbing, and increase accessibility in accordance with ADA standards. In sports, the Red Sox lost to the Astros 5-4 last night. The series continues this evening in Houston, and the Patriots still deciding who will start at quarterback. Head coach Gerard Mayo saying that there's a 100% chance rookie signal caller Drake May could start the season under center. Mayo mentioned that the team is still in training camp, still has a preseason game to play this weekend, but will announce the starting quarterback when the time comes. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107. 7, Michael and Maddie, is it doomsday? Is doomsday upon us? I keep seeing the reports of this doomsday fish that washed up in California. And apparently we should be pretty worried about it because of the omen that comes along with a doomsday fish. So if you're like me, you didn't know what a doomsday fish was. Apparently it is an oarfish. And it has been given that nickname by some who believe the creature kind of predicts unfortunate events. Awesome. It's a popular belief in Japanese culture that the presence of an oarfish in shallow waters means a natural disaster, such as an earthquake or tsunami, is imminent.
Yes.
It says the oarfish is revered as the messenger from the sea god's palace. That's epic. And has gained a reputation as a harbinger of impending doom. Love it. Love it. Tell me something about 2024. Oh, you know, the oarfish showed up.
Yeah.
The doomsday fish showed up. That sums up 2024 for you. Jeez Louise. There's actually evidence, right? So one of the most notable instances of this happening was a doomfish sighting before a massive earthquake in the Philippines in 2017. 6 oarfish were spotted in the area just prior to that happening. Okay. The oarfish, also known for the length, some of them growing up to not 10, not 20, but 30 feet long. This is crazy.
It's like a giant eel, yeah.
Look at this thing. You can see it up on the Fun 107 app right now, but that is the stuff of nightmares.
They're beautiful, though. But usually it's a beautiful disaster. Let's call it that way. Because they got this rainbow shell that they have. So when the light hits them, it's a very shimmer kind of.
Listen, call me a jerk. Call me what you will. That is not gorgeous.
Well, no, not the face. It's got a face only an oar mother can love.
This thing is the stuff of nightmares. This thing is one of the reasons I am terrified of the ocean.
So they live deep in the crevices of the ocean. They're deep dwellers. So if there's any seismic activity, it usually starts down there. Vibrations, they don't like it. I mean, I wouldn't either. So they start floating to the top.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and it's like when we start seeing that around here. Yeah, Philippines, I can understand that. I really can. They got monsoons, they got tsunamis, you name it. But if we start seeing that at Horseneck Beach, if we start seeing that in the Cape, that's when we know we're in trouble.
Deep water, baby. But yeah, one recently washed up in California. So now everybody's like, oh God, oh God, oh God. From this, you can see more details on the Fun 107 app. But from this, it looks like it's only been one so far. So
one is good.
So that could mean many things. It could mean that, maybe it got a little lost, maybe it got on a detour, or maybe it could be a little more serious. But I don't know. This is kind of a flex right here. Messenger from the sea god's palace. Oh, what's your name? Oh, my name's Maddie. I'm just, the messenger from the sea god's palace.
I hang out with Aquaman.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Well, let's just hope that this is just a random fish and not doomsday. Let's head over to the WBSM newsroom. Take a look at the headlines with Phil.
Bankrupt Steward Healthcare is suing the company that owns the land where their hospitals operate. Steward claims Medical Properties Trust is interfering with their efforts to sell their hospitals, including multiple facilities in Massachusetts. St. Anne's in Fall River and Morton in Taunton are tentatively scheduled to be sold to Rhode Island's Lifespan. Steward claims the interference is a violation of federal bankruptcy rules. The landlord claims it's been accommodating as Steward has sought to keep operating its hospitals during the bankruptcy process. Immigrant rights advocates are calling for the closure of the Plymouth County Correctional Facility's Immigration Detention Unit. They allege inhumane conditions, including moldy food, limited lawyer access, and solitary confinement as punishment. The facility is the last in Massachusetts to hold federal immigration detainees, and its capacity has recently increased. President Biden told the Democratic National Convention he's not mad at Democrats who said he should drop out of the race. Speaking to the delegates in Chicago Monday night, Biden said it was the honor of his lifetime to be president.
And all this talk about how I'm angry at all those people who said I should step down, that's not true.
He added the best decision he made was to appoint Kamala Harris as vice president, and the Harris-Walz ticket will make sure democracy lives on. And if your child is anxious about going back to school, he or she is not alone, and there are ways to ease those jitters. Dr. Vanessa Jensen, a child psychologist at Cleveland Clinic, says back-to-school anxiety is common among young kids. The best way to help is to not feed into it.
You want to start with I'm so excited about your going into 4th grade this year, and see what they say. I find I statements work better than asking questions. When you say, are you worried about this year? You're kind of setting them up.
She says a parent should never downplay a child's worries, but instead say, we'll get through it together. However, if your child regularly makes excuses for not going to school, Dr. Jensen says it's important to speak to a teacher, guidance counselor, or mental health professional. In sports, the Red Sox lost to the Astros 5-4 in their series opener at Minute Maid Park. Sox look to snap their 2-game skid when they continue their series tonight in Houston. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. So we're lucky enough to live in a place where people come to vacation. And when we live here, I think it's easy to forget how great it is or how beautiful it is because we get to see it every day. But check this out. The number 1 best waterfront hotel in the U.S. right here in Massachusetts. Can you believe it?
Is it like Payne-Aram?
You would think it may be Nantucket. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
It's Chatham.
Okay, so the Cape.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense, kind of, but at the same time, I have a problem, and this is a me problem, of getting past the bridge. So getting past Falmouth,
and everybody else.
I understand that. But you know what? The thing is, though, there are so many hidden gems past that. We're talking about amazing, luxurious beach sides.
Right. So this is pretty crazy. USA Today put together their Reader's Choice 10 best waterfront hotels in the U.S. So you got places in California. You got places in Hawaii. You got places in Nevada. All of these gorgeous, we're talking beautiful blue water. And coming in at number 1.
Number 1.
Is Chatham Bars Inn in Chatham, Massachusetts. Isn't that crazy?
I'm trying to figure out how that is better than Hawaii.
So it says, with a 1/4-mile private beach and stunning views of the Atlantic Ocean, this classic New England destination has welcomed guests to Cape Cod since 1914. With 25 landscaped acres, poolside and beachfront cabanas and lounges, cottages, and 6 on-site dining options, there's a lot to enjoy. Settle into an Adirondack chair, stroll into town, or get out on the water to watch the whales. Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. So I need to know more. I need to know how they found this. So I guess nominees are submitted by a panel of experts.
Who are these experts?
They narrow the field to select the final set of nominees. And then readers can vote once per category per day. So this is actually voted upon by
the
USA
people.
Today travelers.
Okay.
So people voted this in.
Wow.
That's wild.
I'm actually shocked that this is a beautiful, I'm seeing a lot of wedding pictures, a lot of people getting married here. I've never been here. I've done a lot of weddings in the Cape. I know Michael has too, but this is
my mind is blown that number 8 is Four Seasons Resort Maui in Hawaii. Number 8?
What's wrong with Maui? I'd like to go to Maui. But then again, hang on. I'm looking at the culinary team over at Chatham Bars Inn, and just the spread of the seafood appetizers. This is ridiculous. Yeah. How much do you think it would be to have a wedding there?
Oh, God.
100K easy?
I don't know.
It's tough because Cape can be hit or miss when it comes to expenses.
I think the price can get up there. That's for sure.
Oh, what a gorgeous! Don't get us wrong. It's a gorgeous place. I'm just stuck.
That is so wild. That is California. So wild that it is number 1. But again, are we just jaded?
Could be
because it's right in our backyard. I don't know. But Chatham Bars Inn sitting at number 1 this year for best waterfront hotels. Congratulations. Let's head over to the WBSM newsroom. Here's Phil Devitt.
Steward Healthcare is taking legal action against the company that owns the land beneath its hospitals. Bankrupt Steward alleges that Medical Properties Trust is hindering its attempts to sell off its hospitals. including St. Anne's in Fall River and Morton in Taunton. Lifespan in Rhode Island is planning to buy both. Stewart claims the interference is a violation of federal bankruptcy laws. Medical Properties Trust, however, says they've been cooperative throughout Stewart's bankruptcy proceedings, allowing the hospitals to continue operations. The contract for the Plymouth County Correctional Facility's Immigration Detention Unit is up for renewal. Advocates are pushing for stricter oversight and better conditions for detainees, or even the unit's closure. Meanwhile, the Sheriff's Office is reviewing new complaints of unsanitary conditions and abuse. Federal authorities haven't commented on the allegations. The facility remains full despite complaints for years, leading to calls for its closure, even if it means detaining people farther from their families. Massachusetts' 145 delegates are among more than 4,000 attending the Democratic National Convention to nominate Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, in the race for president. Last night, President Biden took the stage, saying he believes in the country.
But I ran with a deep conviction in America. I know and believe in an America where honesty, dignity, decency still matter.
Biden quit the race earlier this summer. Tonight, night 2, former President Obama is expected to speak. And the Newport Historical Society is receiving nearly $400,000 in federal funding to help preserve a Rhode Island landmark that was built in the 1690s. U.S. Senator Jack Reed helped secure the funding and toured the Wanton Lyman Hazard House on Monday. The funding will help to make the building a multi-purpose center and museum to elevate the stories of enslaved and freed Africans, African Americans, and their descendants. The money will help fix issues with the building's exterior, install safety features, upgrade the electricity and plumbing, and increase accessibility in accordance with ADA standards. In sports, the Red Sox lost to the Astros 5-4 last night. The series continues this evening in Houston, and the Patriots still deciding who will start at quarterback. Head coach Gerard Mayo saying that there's a 100% chance rookie signal caller Drake May could start the season under center. Mayo mentioned that the team is still in training camp, still has a preseason game to play this weekend, but will announce the starting quarterback when the time comes. Traffic and weather next. From the Blue Point Restaurant Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. So a few days ago, Governor Maura Healey announcing that 5 Massachusetts hospitals currently operated by Steward Healthcare will transition to new operators, including St. Anne's Hospital in Fall River and Morton Hospital in Taunton. So this is a good sign because now plans are in place here. The other hospitals are Good Samaritan Medical Center in Brockton and Holy Family Hospitals in Methuen and Haverhill. In addition, the Healey-Driscoll administration will take control of St. Elizabeth's in Boston. A lot of plans in place here. Rhode Island-based Lifespan is going to take over operations of St. Anne's and Morton. The group already operates other hospitals such as Rhode Island Hospital and Hasbro Children's Hospital. So the deals are still in the process of being finalized, but Healey saying that we are taking steps to save and keep operating the 5 remaining Steward hospitals, protecting access to care in those communities, and preserving the jobs of the hardworking men and women who work at those hospitals. So I think that was a big concern for a lot of people that worked at these hospitals when all of this news came down that, you know, they were bankrupt, right? And then it's like, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to the hospital, the patients, the staff? So I feel like it would be kind of a sigh of relief to know that there's plans in place.
I know my mom is, you know, she has that relief on her shoulders, and it was a scary moment for everybody working there, especially and just a collective group of people, because what are you going to do when that is a huge, I was born there. I've had a majority of my surgeries there. My mom has been working there for, well, I won't show her age, but many, many years. She's dedicated and she's been loyal to that company. And to know every day when you wake up that you might not have a job like that, I was getting that like secondhand anger from my own mom.
Well, you're just worried about your mom.
Of course. But you know what? From her, from a lot of other friends that I have that work there, they are saying it is a sigh of relief, and they're very happy that they went with Lifespan. So that's good. Yeah,
the Healey-Driscoll administration has committed $30 million to keep the hospitals open through the end of the month, and all Steward facilities will remain open, and they are treating patients. So a big sigh of relief for a lot of people as plans continue to get finalized, and you can find all of the updates as we get them on the Fun 107 app. Taylor Swift on Fun 107. Rebecca Mahada is my hero. It is Michael and Maddie. And Rebecca Mahada had quite the experience last week trying to deliver her baby girl, Summer, with her husband, Danya. And it looks like the baby girl wanted to come out on her own terms and came out guns blazing. So much so that Danya and Rebecca didn't quite make it to the hospital. This baby girl was delivered on the side of Route 6 on Cape Cod.
Oh, man.
During traffic. The story is insane. So we were hoping Danya would be able to give us a call this morning, but as you can imagine, their hands are pretty full. They got a new baby girl, and mama needs to get her rest. So hopefully, we can chat with them a little later on. But the story still needs to be told. This couple is just so crazy. It's like they are so inspiring and so in love that I love this story so much. And Danya was kind enough to share the story on his personal YouTube page. And basically, to paint the picture for you, Rebecca, her contractions came on strong and hard. They hop in the vehicle to head to Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital in Plymouth, which is about an hour away.
Oh, man.
Okay? So they are en route to the hospital.
All right, well, we are on our way. Little Summer, we'll show you this in years to come. Mama's on our way to the hospital in a lot of pain right now, thanks to you, with contractions and all that good stuff. But we are racing to the hospital, and we'll hopefully meet you soon, sweetheart.
26 minutes later, her water breaks. And that's when the panic sets in, okay? Because that's when they realize, okay, we're going to have to act fast here. And I love these two because they shared every moment with us online. And Danya posted this awesome photo of his incredible wife saying, "My sincere apologies to the westbound vehicles on Route 6 at about 9:45 this morning. I must have appeared like a madman weaving in and out of traffic at 100 miles an hour. But when it's time to have a baby, you get your bleeps to the hospital as fast as you can." But they didn't quite make it there. He had to pull over. He gets off the highway. He finds like a little, kind of secluded area. He parks the car to give his wife some privacy while she delivers a baby.
Oh, man.
And with no medical experience whatsoever, Daddy helps Mommy deliver the baby.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Who do you think was more panicked?
Okay. I don't know, but it's fantastic how they work together. They got it done. Baby Summer is doing great, but they're on the side of the highway, so they had to pull out. Where do they go? They go to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Listen, this is an endorsement deal.
This is awesome.
They better get free coffee for the rest of their life.
They go to the Dunkin' in Sagamore to just recoup and recover while they wait for paramedics to arrive. Paramedics get there. They bring mom and daughter to the hospital, and all is good. Mom and baby were taken care of. The family arrived to the hospital well and good. Everything was good, and you can just tell how happy this family is.
And made it to the hospital. Everything's good.
She's here.
Welcome to the world, Summer. Welcome to the world, Summer.
I love you.
Wow, you are a superstar, Mom.
How sweet is that? You don't hear this every day. You absolutely do not hear this every day. I love what Dad said. He said they handed me, so he's talking about the paramedics. He said they handed me a sterilized X-Acto knife, and I, like every Massachusetts father, cut my baby's umbilical cord in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
Well, Summer runs on Dunkin'.
Try to top that story. There's no way. And it's one of those things where it's like, that they're going to talk about it every birthday. They're going to bring it up all the time. They're going to bring it up at her graduation, her wedding. her whatever. Like, what an incredible way to enter the world. You cannot write this stuff. It doesn't get more Massachusetts than that.
And it's right here. Like, if you hear these stories on, like, Good Morning America or something, it's usually in California,
or
Washington.
just somewhere else, you know?
Not 20 minutes down the road.
But it does not get more Massachusetts than this. You're stuck in Route 6 traffic.
Yep.
You got a baby. Oh, let's go recover at the Dunkin' Donuts. You can't write it. You can read her story and watch the video up on the Fun 107